Hey everybody, welcome to Ovals and Oversharing. I'm Amalia.
And I'm Morgan. And here we're pretty much gonna talk everything track and field related and overshare also. Not,
Everything related,
yeah,
overshare.
yeah, that.
Um, but we'll start with a little introduction, I guess. So I'm Amalia, and
you all know Amalia.
maybe. I ran D2 cross country and track and field at Adams State with Morgan for 5 years in undergrad, and then I graduated last year, and I'm spending my last year of eligibility at Suffolk University in Boston, getting my master's degree in marketing, and I have one more season of eligibility, or one more spring semester of eligibility, so I have indoor track and outdoor track, and yeah.
Yeah, and I'm Morgan. Amalia and I were roommates our freshman year and sophomore year of college. So that's kind of how we met. 2 years at Adams State and the COVID year. Hell. But yeah, so that's kind of how we met. She's literally like one of my best friends, and I'm still at Adams State University in Alamosa right now, where I'm also finishing up my master's in just business. And yeah, that's kind of me. I have a hope of transitioning into the triathlon coming up here in the spring. I only have one more season of eligibility, and so after indoor, I'm done. So, yeah, so excited for this.
Yay! Okay, now, what were we gonna talk about?
I think we're just gonna, I guess just like for an introduction, we can just, how has winter training been going, and like what are you looking forward to, I guess, the most over this next season?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think winter training for me went pretty good. I got in a lot of solid weeks of training at a little tiny bit of altitude. Nothing crazy. It actually might as well be sea level, but it was enough to make me feel like it was something.
And you got out of the freaking terror of cold Boston for a little bit, which is probably really nice.
That might have honestly been the better benefit of that, was going home to warm weather. But it was good. I stacked like several weeks of like 80 plus miles, which I was really happy about. I played a pretty risky game, bumping up from like taking a week off to just straight back into mileage, which is a little bit silly on my end, but
it worked.
I got lucky. Like the 1%.
If it works, there's no regrets.
For real, I was really just lucky. Don't do that. But it was good. I was doing some double thresholds, which I was a little bit scared about because last Christmas, I definitely think I was just overtraining in every aspect with double thresholds. But this time I took all my easy runs really slow and was just doing double thresholds properly. And I think it really paid off. I had my opener yesterday, I guess. It was just a workout, really.
Oh, yeah. You broke the school record. Hell yeah.
School record holder.
An 800 of all events.
Of course. I hate the 800.
The trusty 800 always comes back to get you.
But yeah, it was good. And it was a week. I ran 84 miles last week and finished it off with a race, so can't be too mad about that. But how's your training been? I know it's been a little bit.
It's been good for the most part.
Yeah.
Kind of up and down, but like I did the same thing where I just jumped into training, and I was not the lucky one. My T-band kind of started to blow up a little bit, so I was struggling a little bit there, and then I got this new bike trainer for Christmas, actually, and it's like connects to Zwift, and so I was like so excited to use it already. So I think that kind of like has helped me just like be mentally okay with like kind of being out of running a little bit. But yeah, definitely haven't got that big of weeks, but I've still been doing like also a little bit of double thresholds, except I've been doing the like one session on the bike, one session running, which has been pretty okay. And then like I just calculated I biked 180 miles last week, and so like if you like kind of divide that by 3, it's like what, 60, and then I ran 30. So I was like, okay, I kind of put together almost a 90-mile week of running, kind of like, but I don't know, the bike has been humbling for sure. It's been so hard, but I think I'm actually still really fit from it, and like, I still have like high hopes for this indoor season. But it's kind of funny because Amalia and I were actually talking about like earlier how we found. Oh my gosh, excuse me. I'm drinking this mother trucking smoothie right now. Anyways, we were talking about like how people just train probably too hard most of the time. Like, guess what? Your easy runs don't need to be under 8 minute pace,
God.
probably ever. Like,
Bro,
unless you're like,
yes.
unless you feel great, you know?
Yeah,
And, like,
no,
I think
even if you feel great, no.
yeah, like I think we've both learned that a lot like this year, which has been like a bonding thing for the two of us because like she was saying like she overtrained last year from the double thresholds. Well, guess what? Me too. So, yeah,
Yeah.
but it seems like you've kind of slowed down a little bit, which is nice, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And I just like when you're running, I feel like 60 or more miles a week, you just can't go too
Yeah.
fast.
And here's the thing too, it's like high mileage is really good. Like I think the more mileage you can run, the better, but like if you do too fast it's not sustainable and like I don't know, I think also when you run your easy days like that easy, it actually feels good. Like you've probably noticed that too. Where it's like, oh, I actually like running. Like this is actually fun. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
and you're not like you don't get like angry. Like when I'm trying to go fast on a run, I'm like angry.
No, for real, like a car could pass by on the mother trucking road and I'll be like, what the heck? Why is there so many cars out here? It's like, Morgan, that's literally the road. Like, this is your issue. But
Oh gosh.
yeah.
So that's been good.
Yeah.
We both slowed down. We've slowed down so that we can run faster. Like
Literally.
I swear, I literally just had like this second fastest season. Okay, like Albuquerque was altitude, but I'm just kind
Yeah.
of like taking everything into consideration. I did like taper a little bit, and it was 2 weeks later.
Yeah, like if
So
and
I'm
what
just
you run
taking
13 miles the day before?
Yeah, I did.
So,
My
like-
preheat was 30 miles,
Yeah.
and like I ran the second fastest season opener technically that I
Yeah.
ever have,
Yeah.
and I've been doing like 8:40 pace on my easy runs.
That's
on
so
8:20
fire.
on a crazy day. Like,
Oh, that's
and
actually
I'm
so great.
terrible, like, Jeez Louise.
It's like so
But-
funny too because it's like I think both of us last year thought we were doing the right thing, you know, with the double thresholds and like we're like, oh yeah, we're taking our lactate, this and that. It's like, oh, actually, like when we got back to school, I realized like I was doing it still way too fast, you know, once we started like taking lactate. And so then I think I started doing it at the right effort, but like, you know, when you're already overtrained, it's like you can only do so much about that before you're just gonna burn out. Also, I didn't take a break last year after
Same.
cross. Yeah, which was a big mistake. Because track,
It's a miracle we didn't get injured.
I know, I don't know how. Honestly, I think that low-key might have been my saving, like, so, like, this year I took a whole week off and then jumped right back into it, whereas, like, last year I just stayed running, so maybe that's why my T-band didn't, like,
Yeah.
but, like, we didn't get a stress fracture or anything. Both of us have never had a stress fracture.
Never. Knock on wood.
Seriously.
I was really thinking that today. I just saw a TikTok and it was like this girl saying she'd never been injured, and I was like, you know what? Like, I've had a few like small injuries,
Yeah.
and you too. But
Yeah,
never
nothing, like,
and
huge.
And we've been big like mileage.
Yeah.
For
My biggest thing was probably, like, freshman year when I also had IT band issues, but I didn't really know, like, how to manage that. Like, if it
That
hurt
was
at
one of
all.
once you like figured it out.
Yeah. Like, I was like, yeah, I took 5 months off. Okay, that's because
You were
like,
rolling.
I just didn't know what I was doing. Like, if there was, like, a tiny bit of pain, I was like, can't run, can't do it. But, like, now it's, like, a little bit of pain,
Yeah.
never hurt
But-
nobody.
What's your next? When do you open your season? Or when's
Dude,
your
I don't
first
even
race?
know. I think it's in, like, see, we have, like, a ton of, like, home meets here, and then we have, like, Albuquerque, and we go back to Boston. We should try to record a podcast
Yay.
together in Boston when I'm
Oh my
back
gosh,
there.
that'd be so fun. Like at the track. No,
Yeah.
that would be too
No, but, like, I'll just, like, Uber to your apartment or something, and we can just, like,
Okay.
after the races, of course.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're going to Boston, so I'm so excited for that again. And then, like,
Yeah.
indoor is so short, you know? Like, it's
I know,
literally,
I
like,
literally was thinking that.
because, like, when is your nationals?
I think it's the same as you guys.
Okay.
I have
Like, what is
no
that, the
clue. It's
second
New
or-
York?
Oh, what is that the
Yeah.
Armory or what?
No, it's not in New York City,
Oh, anyways,
but New York State somewhere.
awkward.
But
I'm like, that's the
well,
only indoor track in New York.
well, I know I saw that too at first. I was like, oh my gosh, where? And then I was like, oh, it's in the snowy part of New York.
Oh,
But
that's
still
still
exciting.
cool. Yeah. Yeah, because it's
Yeah, I think
almost like,
same time as you guys though.
okay. Because it's like,
So,
you have like a couple of like, you know, regular season meets, and then it's literally conference nationals. That's all indoor
mhm.
is. And I'm like,
Yeah,
then
I'm
that's it
glad
for
that
me.
we don't actually have a conference
Oh,
meet.
really?
Or yeah,
Hmm.
we just kind of race, which is nice. I also live in like the city of indoor tracks, so it's very easy access to whatever meet I want.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you guys have like tons
Yeah,
of like good stuff. Because then
I
like,
know.
uh,
But outdoor, it's gonna be brutal.
what is?
Outdoor,
Oh, oh, the wind.
so
Dude,
cold.
when you posted that one reel and it was like, I don't even know, but the freaking wind was so strong. It was like your hood and stuff was like blowing.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's so
Dude, it
bad.
actually looks like hell there. I'm not gonna lie. We always complain about it
It's
gets.
really
If you don't know, like Alamosa gets like super windy in the spring, and like we have like the bubble for our indoor track, so it's like not like a building. It's like I
mm-hmm.
don't even know how you would explain it. It's like plastic that
An
like floats.
inflatable building.
Yes,
Like,
and it like moves like in the wind. Like the lights will like start shaking, and I'm like, Boston looks like that on steroids. Like right now already. Like I don't know how you're actually doing it because that looks like hell.
the difference is like in Alamosa, the wind is just like constant.
Yeah,
But here is
gusts.
like there's one little patch that video I filmed a video twice now in that spot, and both times I'm just like blasted sideways. But it's like 100 meters near
You're
the
like, this is
coastline.
this is how I'll get the people. This is the content they want right here in this
Yeah,
little
it's
spot.
I was like, oh my gosh. So it's more like
Ugh.
gusty, but the gusts are like lethal.
Yeah, and like I like won't lie, the like humid winters are like way worse than
Yeah,
like
it
here.
has been so cold. Today was
Yeah,
warm though,
that's good.
but
Like
yeah.
here, like if it's like -20 or like 0 degrees, it all feels the same because it's like so
Mhm.
dry here. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's kind of the gist of it all.
Crazy.
So, well,
Um,
what do you think you're gonna have to run to like qualify?
uh, maybe like 4:57.
Which
I
you've
think I
done
can.
that.
Yeah, and I think I can do that. Like I honestly think like next week I could run that if I like was a little
But
smarter.
yeah, you're already like what, 5 seconds off of that, and you just open up your season. Like if you
Yeah.
taper and stuff, like you'll get way under that.
Yeah. And even like if I'm just in a race that doesn't go out, it went out pretty slow.
Yeah.
So
Is that just
I'm
what
just
you're gonna like focus on? Is the mile or what?
I don't know. My coach wants me to run a 3K
Mm.
really bad. So,
Yeah.
and I haven't really run a 3K in like, oh my God, the last time I probably like legitimately like ran a 3K was when we went to Fort Hayes during COVID.
Oh my gosh, the Washburn track.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
gosh.
that is my PR on TFers. 10:23.
I think I was like one of the only people on the team to have a good day that day.
That was terrible. I had like bronchitis.
Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, wait, I have a YouTube video of that. And you were
Oh
like,
my God, no
do
way.
you remember that? Like, you like coughed, and I was like doing my makeup, and I was like, we were roommates for that race. I remember that actually so vividly.
And we're just gonna put it all over. You wanna hear my cough? Yeah. Ooh. Is we're gonna be taking.
I don't even remember rooming with anyone.
Dude, I'll have to like.
Block that out of my memory.
That is actually so funny because now that
was
I'm thinking
so
about
bad.
that, oh,
Yeah.
classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
What are
3K.
you? You're gonna run the mile?
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. I mean, I ran that one 3K in Boston, and it was like just so bad. But like, that's not why I don't want to do 3K. Like, cause like I don't know if I told you this. I feel like I've told everybody this, but like it's a festival year for D2 this year, so
Oh, I
it's
didn't
like
know that.
3 days. So it's like, I think the schedule is so it'd be like prelim for the mile, and then it would be DMR, and then final for the mile. And I'm like, okay, I would way rather do that than try to maybe score in a 3K, which I've never done. Every time I do the 3K, I literally end up in tears, you know? So I'd rather just try to send it in the mile and like shoot for like something really like high, you know, rather than like try to maybe
Yeah.
score. Plus, it's like
Yeah.
my last NCAA season, so I feel like I don't know, and I think we need people to score in the mile anyways. So I think I might have some pull there. Coach doesn't know that
Yeah.
yet, but I will be.
Plus, like, you might as well just have fun.
Yeah, and I love the mile. I think both of us could agree with that. The mile is so fun. It's like,
I know. I was like in it yesterday, and I was like, each lap, I just felt like I was winding up. I was
no,
like, this is so
literally.
fun. Like,
Dude, I remember last year I raced in Albuquerque, and I was like, I don't know, like every lap I was like, I didn't screw up yet. I didn't screw up yet. I didn't screw up yet. And like by like the time I had 400 to go, I was like, I'm not gonna screw it up. Like that was so bad.
It's like so fun.
It is very fun.
I know. I'm kind of traumatized to run a 5K after my past few 5K indoor experiences.
Dude, it's just so many laps. It's so many laps in a tiny little place.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
I did it one time, and I just don't really have a desire to do it ever again.
No, and that's why I'm kind of ready. Like, maybe I'm ready to try the 3K again. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be a free PR at this point. Like,
dude, the 3K is fun. Like, to be fair, like it's like I always said, it's kind of like a long mile.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's kind of like
I guess in D3, which I thought was weird. My coach said that like the 3K is the like easiest quote unquote event to make it in, because everyone drops the 3K in D3, but in D2 everyone drops the mile.
Yeah, what the heck? What is the schedule for nationals?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, our schedules must be different, or like the DMR must be on a different day or something.
Yeah. Is it? Do you know if it's 3 days for D3 or?
Oh, that's what it's probably 2 days. I think it's probably 2 days. I could be so wrong.
Well, because usually D2 is 2 days, but this year, because of the festival, I think it's 3 days. But
yeah, I don't.
Dude, yeah, that must be it, because the 3K is, yeah, that's why nobody drops it. And it's kind of like the 5K in outdoor, you know? Nobody drops it because it's the last event. So it's like if you qualify.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, but
part of me low-key like wants to just run a 3K and qualify and just like just because, but then I'm like, why?
Conference.
I know I could do that, but then here's the thing, it's like I like to race them out at conference because it's really competitive, and it's like I feel like that is really good preparation for like nationals, you know? But
yeah, that's fair. Just do both.
I could. Low-key. Why not? Low-key. It's a great idea. Dude, it's at UCCS though, and that track is like tight turns. Like, I don't know if you ever ran there when you were here.
Well, I went to the freaking Black Hills one last year.
Oh, gosh.
So
dude,
that,
oh, gosh.
That one's so
yeah, that is probably the worst facility in all of D2.
Yeah.
No hate. No hate.
No, but my ankles were hurt.
It's like the turns.
And
I feel bad.
5K. I ran the 5K.
Oh, gosh.
I finished and I was like, my ankle hurts really bad. Sadie, our assistant coach, and she was like, oh, do you want to not run the mile tomorrow? And I was like, just so pissed. I was like, no, I'm running the mile. I don't care.
The only thing that's good about Black Hills, it's like you get a conversion, but the altitude is really low. And you get a conversion for, like, you get a pretty fat conversion for the altitude being what it is. But, like, that is just a terrible track to run on.
All right. We give, like, 3 tips each for a good track season?
Yes. Yeah, you go first.
I'll go, and then you go, and then I'll go, and then you go.
Oh, okay.
All right. My number 1 tip for a good track season is to compete. Stop freaking worrying about the time so much, especially as like a high schooler maybe. Like, just race who you're with, because the times are going to come, and if you're so focused on your splits, you're just going to get sad and stressed.
Dude, that's actually a great piece of advice.
Compete.
Like, even if the race goes out fast or slow, like, it can still end up really fast.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Like, try to win.
Yeah.
Like, you should just always try to compete. So that's my number 1 tip.
That's a good tip. I think my one would be, like, what we already talked about, but, like, really training within yourself and, like, and that goes for everything, you know, for your easy runs. Like, yeah, sometimes if you have to do it at 9-minute pace, that's fine. But, like, also for your long runs and your tempos, like, dude, I tempo at, like, 6:30 pace, you know? And it's, like, at first, like, that was, like, really humbling for me. But, like, it's just, like, it just shouldn't be, you know? Like, if you have to tempo at, like, 7-minute pace, 7:30 pace, 8-minute pace, it doesn't matter. Like, that's the only way you're gonna get better is if like you actually like train at the level that you're at. So I think that would be my first piece.
Definitely. Otherwise, you're just racing all the time, and then you're just
tired for the race.
Essentially. Yeah. Okay, my next tip would be, oh my gosh. Oh gosh.
I know this is hard.
Bad. This is so bad. Figure out what works for you, I guess. Like, people always ask, like, what do you do the day before a race? What do you eat right before a race? What's your warm-up? And I feel like it's so different for everyone. Like, I have learned that I need a lot of strides the day before. And, like, I am better off tapering less. And
dude, me too.
Like, a slightly longer pre-meet is better for me. And if I don't, and then on race day, I try not to focus too much on my warm-up because it can never just be perfect. There's always like some hassle going on, like I'm late to check in, or my spikes are wrong, or I don't get to do any strides, and just kind of rolling with the punches on race day. But I can be in control the day before, so just kind of doing what works for you and controlling what you can control.
Yeah, that's actually really good, especially like if you feel bad on your warm-up, like there's nothing you can do about that. And sometimes
I felt awful.
Yeah, like sometimes you have the best races after that. So like that's actually a really good piece of advice. I think my second piece of advice would be to like take time to literally just relax. Like I think that was a big game changer for me this cross country season was like I like watched, this sounds so stupid, but I like watched movies. Like I went on a big Disney like movie, like just like Franzi. And so like I watched all the Cars movies. I watched like Pocahontas. I watched like what the Aristocats, like just like a bunch, you know. And I was loving it. And I think just like having like time for downtime and like true downtime where you're not like, you know, doing like even work like that's like this, you know. It's like that is like truly a game changer because then like you're just so much more mentally ready to like to perform. So
that's just like something fun outside of running, otherwise you're just miserable.
No, literally. And I didn't think I realized like how much I needed that until like literally being married to Andrew actually has helped me so much because like we literally just chill and I'm like, wait, this is nice to just like not do anything. So
oh, that's good.
Anyways. Yeah.
I guess my last one is to sleep enough, which I feel like I'm always saying to everyone, but yeah, I personally need like 9.5 hours every night, average. People are like, how can you do that? I'm like, okay, well, not every night is perfect. But like
you have to shoot for like 80%, you know?
Yeah, like a few nights ago I definitely had like 6.5 hours of sleep because I just had a crazy night and then a crazy morning.
Yeah.
But then like last night I got like 10.5 hours of sleep.
Dude, you are the queen of sleeping. But it is true. Like if you get like 6.5 hours of sleep but you got like 10 the night before, you don't feel that bad. Because like you got
balances out.
It really does. Yeah. That's
so
good.
Just making sure to sleep a lot. Because it's going to prevent injury, it's going to prevent burnout, it's going to prevent sickness.
It's like science, too. Yeah. That's something I struggle with. You inspire me in that way, but I'm still working on the sleep thing.
I feel like I'm actually, like, ill if I don't have enough sleep, so.
I feel like I've actually gotten better, but yeah, I used to be really bad.
I feel like you have, yeah.
But, yeah. Okay, my last one would be to not look like at your competitors' C times or their TFers or like stalking any of that. Like that will make you spiral. Like I think like forget it. Forget like any like the heat sheets, don't look at it. Like for me. And maybe like you need that, you know, maybe like that actually is gonna help you. But like I don't know, for me, like I've done that in the past and then like I'm just a head case by the time I get to the race because I think that I'm literally not as good as anybody. And it's like, no, just stay in your lane. How about that?
Literally, and then just compete. Like, who cares?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If you had looked at the heat sheets yesterday, so I looked, and I was like, okay, there's a lot of girls that are seated faster than me. Like, 5 girls that I knew had been, like, All-Americans or, like, D3 All-Americans, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, like, but I didn't really think anything of it. I just saw the heat sheet because I saw it. But then if someone else had been looking at that heat sheet, they would have seen that my entry time was a typo. It was 4:10 for the and like if you're just seeing that, you'd be like, oh my god.
Bro, that actually was so. You're like, I'm about to break the world record, actually.
I know. I was like, all right, here we go. But like, it could be a typo, or like, and then I was seated with my real time. I would have been seated like 8th. I ended up getting 2nd by like.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So like,
also coaches. So many coaches lie about their athletes' times. It's insane, you know. So like
the number of times I've been lied about is probably more than I've actually been truthful.
Oh,
in
for
races.
sure.
My coaches has lied about me, but.
Which is fine. Like, I get the point of that. Like, if you're actually ready to run like a good time, like that makes sense. But like sometimes people just aren't, you know. It's like, let's do an ego check here, but
because you can between like 10 seconds and then like a minute. So.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, how do we drop that much time all of a sudden? But
that's a good one. That one's helped me a lot. Like in high school, I would like analyze everyone.
Yeah, dude, that's what I did like before nationals one year, and like I didn't make the final because of it. You know, like I just not because of that, but like that was definitely a contributor. So. Yeah,
definitely. Well.
Cool. Okay. Well, if anybody has like recommendations or something that they want us to talk about, definitely like DM either Amalia or I.
Or you can comment. I think you can comment.
Oh, comment. Do that. Comment on the pod. Yeah, comment down below. Yeah.
That's good.
Amalia's the pro, so I'm just
But you can DM. I don't care.
Yeah, do what you want, actually.
Yeah, this was just a trial run, so you can let us know what you think.
Yeah, if you hated it, that's okay too, but
this will help someone through some miserable long run.
Yeah, literally. It's like at least 20 minutes of your life. So I hope it wasn't too boring. But anyways, we're going to try to do this like every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
So, yeah, but
follow along.
Okay, bye everybody.
Right. Bye.
Lots of love. Okay, see you next week.